Hey, what's going on, guys? Komakikins here. In this video we're gonna be embedding Stockfish efficiently updatable neural networks, also known as NNUE, to Vice chess engine written by Richard Olbert, also known as Bluefever Software. So if you're aware of this incredible legendary series on programming a chess engine in C by Richard, this is the Vice is the exact engine we're supposed to be working with today. So during this video we'll embed the latest Stockfish NNUE into Vice, and then at the very end of this video we'll play a match between NNUE version of Vice and the standard version, like with the handcrafted evaluation as done by Bluefever Software is in his original series. So here is the video introducing the release, and I just want to go to grab the code. So code over here. Okay, so seems like a GitHub repo. Okay, and yeah, we can just download it. Yeah, it seems like this is kind of it. Okay, so don't need the browser at the moment, and I will go to my downloads folder and just want to extract here. Okay, delete this one. And by the way, the code that we're supposed to be working with today and the embedded code would be both Linux and Windows compatible, so no worries regarding the compatibility issues. So I just want to cut it and paste right into my desktop. Okay, so this would be the original Vice, and now I just want to make another copy of it and paste, and this would be the NNUE version. So rename, and I call it Vice NNUE. Now, for those of you who has been following my series on embedding NNUE to whatever chess engine, you probably know that I've been using the probe NNUE library by Daniel Shawul, and that's the exact scenario we're supposed to be following in this tutorial as well. So the very first thing, well, I would be using a slightly altered version of this NNUE library, because it allows to cross-compile with cross-compile for Windows binary executables without any issues, because the original version actually gives some undefined reference errors. So I would be using my altered version here, and you would be able to download the entire source code from my GitHub repo. By the end of this video, the repo would already exist there. So I need to take this NNUE folder and these two files. This NNUE eval.c is a simple wrapper to wrap over the functions of NNUE probe library. So I just want to copy this stuff here and paste right over in here. And before anything else, let's actually try to compile and run the code to make sure it kind of works. So I will first need the make file, and I want to display this. Okay, so let's open the terminal in the current working directory, and I just want to type make to make sure the source code actually compiles. Okay, so it uses a little bit old optimization. So because NNUE actually is quite pretty resourceful, I would compile with the newer -o fast flag, which would just give a better performance at the very end. Okay, so the next thing to consider, I need to add this to CPP files, and also this where is this NNUE eval.c file. So let's actually do this right at the moment. So I want to say NNUE eval.c to be copied, and also I'm referencing the CPP files from this folder. So here it would be NNUE.cpp and also NNUE misc.cpp. Okay, and if I did everything correctly, this should be working. I will add the line to compile Windows binary executable. Sorry, guys. At the very end of the video, just in order to save you time. waiting when two versions are getting compiled. So we will be compiling just the Linux version. And again, like if you're using GCC on Windows, this line should be working for you like a charm. So let's try to make it again. So I really hope it will compile with these additional files, and it does compile, which is really great. Okay, so now we need to start embedding the code inside. So the first thing to consider, we actually need to initialize the neural network. And by the way, another incredibly important thing, we need actually to grab this latest neural network file. I already have this in my engine, but you can download it. Just want to show you, because at the time when, so we need to go to Stockfish evaluation guide. At the time when we would be watching this video, there might be a newer version. So just to give you an idea where you can get the newest version. So we go to this NNUE tab and then Stockfish here. The green one is the current neural network that is used by Stockfish chess engine at the moment. It's quite a big file for about 21 megabytes. It's already 1,000 people has downloaded this. So let's actually, this is exactly the same file that I was using actually, but well, let's just download this again for clarity. Okay, so I'm going to downloads, copy and paste into where to the folder where the binary executable would exist. Okay, and also I want to copy the file name for this file, and now we will be initializing this file. So there was somewhere was an init function, and you know, guys, I feel I have a strange feelings when I'm working with YSys code, because this is the very first engine I've been. This engine is my intro to the world of C programming and to the world of chess programming as well. So this is really like I'm working with something holy. Okay, so I just add some additional commentary. So we want to include NNUE probe library wrapper header. So not the library itself, but just the wrapper. Otherwise, there would be some nasty issues. So using this NNUE eval.h avoids all those nasty things. So just to give you an idea what the files are. So here we have the function definitions. They are just wrapping around. Function definitions, and here the function. I forgot how to call it. So here are the headers for the functions, and here the body of the functions. And within this body, we are wrapping the NNUE probe library. So the NNUE probe library is available here in NNUE.h. Again, like for more details on this library, feel free to watch my NNUE tutorials in this playlist, by the way. At the end of this video, there would be the link to the playlist. Okay, so I need to import this NNUE eval.h file at the moment to init. So I want to say include and NNUE eval.c, .h, and let's try to compile and run just to make sure that no errors every time. And also we'll need this file in our evaluate.c as well. That's quite pretty important. So copying this to evaluate.c as well, trying to compile and run, trying to compile again to make sure it's kind of working. Okay, seems like it does. Beautiful, brilliant. Okay, so now let's go to init.c function, and here I remember there should be the function something like init all or something, or maybe it's called all init. Okay, all init. And here we want to initialize Stockfish NNUE, which stands for, again, like efficiently updatable neural network. So the proper function name is init NNUE, and it takes the string containing the file name as a parameter. Quite pretty simple. So NNUE init NNUE and the file name, and I need to use this file name. Copy and paste, save. And if I did everything correctly, this already should now initialize the neural network. So make, and I want to run vice in case if it compiles. So yeah, perfect. So loaded NNUE and then all this stuff. So just to give you an idea that this wasn't initially out there, so we just initialized without, if we compile and run without this initializations, you see like just the hash table has been completed, like the welcome string, but no neural networks connected, while here they actually starting getting connected, which is really good. Okay, so this is it. If any error with a file, it just would give an error, so not a problem. Okay, and now we need to go to our evaluate.c function. So we don't really need any .c anymore. We don't need this file. Let's put them in order like this here in evaluate. Now I just want to quickly walk through the idea of what particular data do we need to pass to the NNUE probe library in order to actually probe the score for a current given position. So the idea behind NNUE is very simple. You don't need material and positional score being calculated aside from each other. You don't need mobility, kin safety, and tons of parameters, because they all are tuned and incorporated into an NNUE file. That is the neural network containing 4 layers, if I'm not mistaken, and it does all the job for you. You don't even need to change the sign of the score, so it would automatically return the positive score for white pieces and negative score for black pieces. So you just need to retrieve the score, and that's it. The only thing that is actually needed is to provide the proper input parameters to retrieve that score. And again, like at the moment, this library provides 2 options. So the first one is a bit slower, and that's the exact one that we're supposed to be working with, but it's easier. It just would be calculating score from scratch every time. But there is an improvement in the newer version of this NNUE probe library by Daniel Shawul. I'll give you a link in the description below this video. So in that library, he has already implemented an incremental update function that actually allows to run this NNUE scoring a bit faster, but that also needs to alter the make move function and probably some stuff related to null move pruning. But that's a little bit too complicated, and my goal is just to show you the proof of concept. So we would be using the most easiest way. So just we would be using this NNUE evaluate function wrapped into evaluate NNUE. And now let's have a look at the parameters that we actually need to need to pass to this sort of a function. So player is the site to move, pieces is the piece codes, the encoded versions of every piece, and squares, the encoded squares. And now a very important thing is that we need to make 100% sure that the encoders for site to move, for pieces, and for the squares are exactly the same as they are in Stockfish. So in Stockfish, white site to move is encoded as 0, and black site to move is encoded as 1, like in most engines basically. The same is in Vice. Just to give you an idea, where did I take this from? So if we just try to look for, okay guys, I just want to make sure that my mic is recording correctly. Okay, yeah, sorry, because I sometimes forget to connect my better mic, and with the embedded mic it's just weird sound. Okay, sorry for that. So we need to search for actually white, and here we have the enumeration. So white, black, and both, well, doesn't matter really. So white equals to 0, black equals to 1 according to the standard C enumeration. Then regarding the squares, we have this is called 120 base squares, but they would be converted to 64 base squares, and the encodings there would be A1 equals to 0 and H8 equals to 63, exactly what we need here. That's exactly the same board NDN as in Stockfish. Well, when I was doing initially with my BBC chess engine, I actually needed to mirror the board in order to obtain the reusable NDNs, but here it's not needed. And the only thing that is different is the codes for these pieces. So if we have a look at the piece encodings in Vice originally, so it has 0, then white pawn is 1, white knight 2, and so on. So white pawn is 1, but in Stockfish we have white king should be equal to 1, and then we go in white queen, white rook, and so on. So we'll need to create a small array to map the piece codes properly to formulate this sort of arrays. To formulate the arrays that would be used as the input data to probe the scores from neural networks. So eventually this 3 variables, so side to move is an integer and pieces and squares are integer pointers, or literally the address of the very first element of the corresponding arrays that was supposed to be initialized in this like way, as shown by Daniel Shawul. So just a little theory behind what we're supposed to be doing, but it would be much easier to understand it in practice. So without further ado, let's actually start writing some code. So the very first thing I would like to consider is actually, I don't really want to run all this stuff here. Instead, I just want to parse the FEN. So parse FEN, and I don't remember, it's called start position. Yeah, start FEN, copy, just to make sure that parse FEN is spelled exactly, yeah, like I did. So pointer to FEN and the board position as the second argument. Okay, so start FEN and position, this one, board position instance, as the second argument. I think we can print the board, and if my memory serves me correctly, we need to send the position as an argument. And also we want to call our main evaluation function. So it is called eval position, and it takes a pointer to board position. So eval position, pause, and this is it. Now just to we don't actually need this original one. We would be reusing some code from it, but I just don't really want to touch this. I just command this eval position out completely, so we're not going to be using this at all, and we'll create a new very simple function to probe NNUE scores. So here, just duplicate the function definition here. Sorry for my specific C code styling here. So at the moment, let's return 0, and let's just make sure that our evaluate position is actually being called. So just compile around this stuff again, and hope to see the eval word in the console. Okay, sorry guys. So evaluation function is now called, and now we actually now we are ready to create the data for our probing purposes. So first we'll need to create some variables. So we need the integer. Well, this all comes from this NNUE.h. It's hard to call this the documentation, but anyway. I was interacting with the author of this library. That's the reason why I know how to use it. So the pieces and the squares array should be the length of 33 elements. And you might wonder, why not 32? Because there are only 32 pieces in the initial position. And let me explain you this. So we need to create the pieces of the 33 elements, and also int squares. So this would be an NNUE probe arrays, and 33 here. So the 32 would be occupied by the values for piece codes and corresponding square, but in order to terminate this array, we would be using 0 at the very end. So this is a trick to avoid actually initializing these arrays every time, so just to speed up the performance a little bit. And also we will need an index variable. It would be equal to 2. Let me explain why it should be equal to 2 in particular, because we have predefined pieces 0 should be white key, pieces 1 should be black key, and the same for corresponding squares. So the first two indices are not taken into account, so we'll start writing at piece index and square index just starting from 2 basically, because wherever key occurs, wherever black and white key occurs, we need to preserve the first two indices for white key piece code and for black key piece code, and the same for the corresponding squares to those keys. So where the keys are. Obviously, well, if I'm not mistaken, Wise actually keeps track of the kin square, but I don't really want to lose time and diving into that. I just maybe it doesn't. I don't remember. So I will try to make it in the easiest way possible. So anyway, and again, like the site to move is already available. Can be taken from the position instance here. So. So this is the arrays, the NNUE probe arrays index, like this. And now we need to do 2 nested loops, or 1 nested loop, I know how to call it correctly. So we need to loop over, first we need to loop over the pieces, and then we need to loop over the corresponding squares. Okay, so the first loop would be for int, and well, let's create the piece variable. Piece is equal to, so again, like just to make sure we are within the definitions, so that we are within the definitions. So 0, 1, so starting from 1, okay, piece equals to 1, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, and less than 13. So piece is less than 13, and piece plus plus to increment the piece. Okay, and now loop over the squares, but yeah, just to give you an idea, well, I can actually not print in the piece codes, but yeah, probably not at the moment. So now we need to loop, and here, in order to loop over the corresponding square, so there might be more than one piece occurrence, and hopefully, fortunately, Wise has a thing known as piece list, which allows you to easily get the square for a current given piece. So we would be making use of this. The only difference, so this piece number, okay, and here we would be indexing by piece, by this one, and respectively we would be obtaining kind of 2 variables, piece and the square. So integer piece. First I'll define them, then I will alter the code a little bit, but first, just for clarity, I would have defined both piece and square. So piece would be equal to okay, we don't even need to define this because we already have this piece in the loop. Okay, so we need to define the square. Okay, let's define the square. Copy square like this. I just want to call it square, and indexed by the piece. Why am I doing this? Because you see, like, so piece equals to white pawn, piece equals to black pawn. In our case, this piece equals to 1, which is white pawn, to 2, which is white knight probably, and so on. So here is how we extract in the squares. And now I just want to print the list of both pieces and squares. So let's have a look at the piece and decimal and the new line, and then the square, corresponding square, and decimal. Oh, sorry, new line should be done only once. So we can now print our piece and the corresponding square. So let's have a look. We should obtain, okay, square is undeclared. Excuse me. Oh, I need to say int, sorry. Piece num is undeclared. We need to create an integer. Okay. Okay, now this should give us a list of all the piece codes. Okay, good. And again, like, so we know that 1 stands for white pawn, and so on. So 2 stands for white knight, and so on and so on. But now we need to take care of actually converting our pieces, and squares as well. So here you may see that we have values like greater than 63 and even greater than 0 as well, because these are so-called 120 base squares. But Vice has a very nice macro called SQ64, which converts the square index from the 120 elements array to 64 one, and that would be the first thing that we're supposed to be doing. And just to give you an idea that the board NDN is the same, I want to make it the following way. So I need to say printf, and let's say a1 and then the value for a1 square, and respectively h8 and the value for h8 and the new line. So if we just take this square 64 macro, and fortunately all the squares are defined like a constant, so we don't need to use this numbers. We can use the constants like a1 and h8. So a1 here, and a square to square 64 and h8, sorry, h8. So this should be 0 and 63 respectively. Okay, so we have this a1 being converted to 0, h8 being converted to 63, which is absolutely what we need, because due to the Stockfish's board NDN specification, we need to make sure that squares a1 is 0 and so on. So b1 should be equal to 1. We can check that as well, by the way. I didn't do it, but I will recheck that this is working. Just let's have a look. So, well, let's make it b1 here and b1, so it should be equal to 1 at the moment. Okay, so b1 should be equal to 1 and so on. So just like what we need. Okay, perfect. So this means that when we would be initializing our squares array, we would be using this expression of square 64 and this square. So now we can actually do the following stuff here. We can already say like this, and we just say, well, actually, in order to avoid defining our square, just to speed up the process a little bit, we can just use this macro. We can inline that macro. Okay, anyway, now the main logic of initialization. So we would be having three cases. So the first case, if piece, oh, hold on a sec, guys. Sorry. Before that, another incredibly important thing. So we obviously need to make sure that we convert our pieces properly. So here I create an NNUE, say Stockfish NNUE piece encoding, and create the array called, I call it just NNUE pieces, like this. And this would be array of, I guess, 13 elements, right? And first one would be 0. And now, yeah, I'm always a bit slow when I'm trying to calculate these values, but I would love to walk through this process with you guys. So now, according to the library, we need to make sure that okay, so when we would be referencing by the index of, when we would be referencing by the index of white king, we should to obtain the value of 1. So, okay, this is very important thing. So this would be 1 white king. So 0. Oh, no. What have I done? It's not like that. Okay, guys, I'm just sorry. I would allow myself only once to look through the code that I've prepared, actually, because this is very. I just spent for about 10 minutes to make this array. I'm really bad at this. I'm really bad at this step. So let me just copy paste the only single line of code that I've written before, and actually this is the line. So I would rather just go and demonstrate you how this is working rather than trying to create this on my own. Yeah, so I didn't even use the encodings, I just used the bare numbers. I will just now show you how the values are mapped from Vice piece encodings to Stockfish's NNUE version piece encodings. So let's say that we have, the piece, let's say we have the white king, right? And we want to print the code for white king. So we just print the white king, and what we have at the very end, okay, square is, hold on a sec, square 64, okay. So the value for white king should be 12, right? Yeah, no, it's 6. Oh, it's a black king, yeah. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, exactly. So we have initially we have the value of 6 as the piece code for a white king, but due to the probing specification, we need to get the number of 1 when we're dealing with our white king, actually. So in order to do this, we can now reference the array NNUE pieces that we've just created, so this array, and we can simply say NNUE pieces, and we're indexing this by white king. So white king, remember this is 6, so we're counting 1, 2, 3, 4, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and we will retrieve the number of 1, which is the exact code for a white king in Stockfish. So just to give you an idea how it works, okay, NNUE pieces, not piece, okay. So now white king should be equal to 1, exactly. And let's say, just as a proof of concept, let's say take the black rook, it should give us the value of 9. So let's take it like black rook and black rook here, and we'll have the number of 9 at the very end. Again, like why this is happening, because if we have the code for white rook, so 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, and now we just 0, 1, 2, 3, okay, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. Is it 3? No, it's 9. What do I? Oh my god. Oh, I'm now confused. Okay, so am I printing black rook? Oh, I'm printing the black rook. Sorry. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So here, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And here we have the value of 9, just exactly what we need due to our NNUE probe library specification. So I hope this is quite pretty clear. Now we'll implement the actual initialization of our arrays. So here we would be having up to 3 cases. So the case of white king, so let's say white king, and another case would be the black king. So I just call it case, even though it would be else if, not the switch case, but anyway. And here all the other pieces regardless of order. So again, like here in the library, we see that square can be in any order. So now we can say if, and actually our piece, and remember that when we're matching the piece, we're not actually converting this to Stockfish code. It would be an absolute disaster. No, we're just using the normal piece code. So if piece is equal to white king, this would be the first case. Else if the piece is equal to the black king, this would be the second case. And otherwise, just else. And here we would be dealing with all the rest of the pieces. So here we want to initialize pieces and squares arrays. And I just copy this comment would go along the way. So first pieces. So pieces indexed by 0. So I'm doing just like it's said here. So pieces indexed by 0. Call it pieces, right? Yeah, pieces. Would be equal. And now we need to use the piece code for a white king. And in this case, we can't just say piece like this, but instead we need to say NNUE piece, NNUE pieces, and like this. Okay, and squares indexed by 0 would be equal, and here we would be using this square to 64. Well, we can actually say like, well, just forget that. Let's better make it a bit faster. Okay, okay. So squares would be reused all along the way. Okay. Now, the same thing we can do here, but already make sure that this is the index of 1. And here, remember we created this index variable. So here, instead of 0 or 1, we're just using the index here and here. And just to update the index, we obviously need to actually increment the index. And just saying index plus plus. And this is almost it. And the very last thing, we need to initialize the 0 terminating characters at the index when it was incremented the very last time. So here already we want to end arrays and piece and square arrays with 0 terminating characters. So we need to say pieces indexed by index. So wherever the last time this code fired, so we have index plus plus, so just index is greater than the previous entry, and we just set it equal to 0. And the same for the squares. So indexed by the index would be equal to 0. Okay, guys, so let's try to compile and make sure it still works. Okay, square undeclared, piece square. Oh, that's because probably we've dropped those. Okay. Okay. Print f piece square. Oh, it's done here. Yeah, obviously we're not printing anything. Okay. Okay, array substrict is not an integer. Hold on a sec. What the heck is that? Oh, not by what have I done? Not pieces, but piece. What have I done? I'm trying to index array by another array. What a weird stuff. Okay, obviously that's the piece. So again, like pieces is the array of up to 33 elements, and piece is the current piece code as it is in WISE, and when we reference in NNUE pieces by this piece code, we're converting the WISE piece code to Stockfish NNUE piece code, obtaining these values. So this should be compiled clearly. Okay, guys, and the moment of truth at the moment now, all we need to do is actually to return the NNUE evaluation by probing the weights table. This one, great 20 megabytes weights file, should be probed in the following way. So we need to fire this evaluate NNUE function, and to get the site, I'm referencing position site. Okay, sorry, site like this. This is the current site of the board, and then we need to pass pointer to pieces array and to the squares array. So assuming these are the arrays, we can just simply say pieces and squares, and this is it. So I hope this would compile and run. Well, I didn't yet try and run it actually. Oh, I did. Okay, but we don't yet see the score because we actually didn't print the score yet. So now let's try to actually print the score, and I can simply say printf and score and decimal and the new line, and this is it. So make WISE. It should give the value of 45. I know that because I've been checking that already, but yeah, perfect. This means that we did everything correctly. Just to give you an idea what this 45 stands for and where it comes from. So again, like if we go to Stockfish Evaluation Guide and go into the NNUE tab and then choose the file that we've downloaded. So I hope this is the file. Yeah. So make sure that the file you're choosing here is exactly the same you're using in your engine. And already you see like it gives this evaluation of 45. So if it's correct for the initial position, it would 100% be correct for whatever position, which means that from now on we can already start testing our new evaluation. So just to give you an idea of how and actually why this is working, I need to do some to go for another extra mile here. Okay, so we don't need to print anything, don't need this return anymore, so we'll just go for the normal mode of our WiseChess engine. And here, before actually returning this evaluation, I would first, well, no, I can actually make it, I can leave this one. But at the moment, I will just, at the very beginning, I return 0 just straight ahead out of the box. So this code won't be firing when we actually run the real search. Obviously, the move returned would be something like A to A3, which is weird because we're not really evaluating anything, but that doesn't really matter that much. So just to give you an idea how it works without the evaluation, to make sure that exactly NNUE evaluation actually works later on. So I need to enter the UCI mode, start UCI new game, otherwise it just would crash because the board is not initialized yet. And now let's say go depth, let's say 7. And again, like you see, he got the he did return the best move and it does it immediately, but obviously, well, actually we're returning the 0 every time, so nothing to be scored. So I hope this is quite pretty clear. Now, in order to actually retrieve our scores, I just get rid of this one. And well, you just trust me that actually this initial evaluation is commented. I will uncomment this just to show you the difference in the principal variation line being retrieved. But anyway, so first let's have a look at this new quit NNUE evaluation. And then we'll compare this the principal variation with a handcrafted one, and you'll see that it would be different. So UCI, now UCI new game, and go depth 7. Okay, so here we already have you see like E2, E4, C7, C5, so it plays the Sicilian defense, believe it or not, C2, C3, so, and I already know this principal variation by heart because I was embedding it into my engine, so I really know how it looks like. And you just notice that it takes quite a bit of time to actually get the depth of 7. And when I just switch back to the handcrafted evaluation, you see like the time taken for that would be kind of just much faster. So I just quit from here and going back to my evaluation. I will now just comment out this eval position and restore the original handcrafted evaluation just to show you the difference in speed and in principal variation as well. So it would be faster now. We'll go for depth 7 as we did before. So UCI new game, and go depth 7. Excuse me. Okay, seems like I've crushed something. Did I? Well, maybe I should. Well, actually, this is the original code. This should be working. This should be working. Okay, guys, I'm a little bit confused why the original version is not actually working. This is a little bit strange. UCI. Oh, I probably, yeah, I just wasn't the word there. Yeah, there was just the wrong UCI new game. It was some, yeah, just was wrong spelled. We should to see the word. Only in this case, it would be working as I was already mentioning. So let's go depth 7. And you see, like, it goes almost instantly. And the principal variation is different. You see, like, it's E2, E4, D7, D5, E4 takes D5. So so here we have, oh my God, I forgot how this is called. I forgot the opening name. So, you know, like E2, E4, D7, D5, E4 takes D5, queen takes D5, so queen is in the center, then D2, D4, and so on. While here with NNUE evaluation, we had actually the Sicilian defense. So we had E4, E2, C7, C5, and so on. But it would be much more, it would be seen much more clearly when we actually make Vice with a handcrafted evaluation playing versus itself, then making Vice with NNUE embedded playing versus itself, and then we will make them playing versus each other in a small tournament. So without further ado, let's continue. So I will now bring back my NNUE stuff and like this, and commenting this function out again. And the final test, so quit. It now should be working properly. Well, I mean, it should be actually given back the Sicilian defense principal variation, and the time spent for obtaining the best move from the depth 7 would be a bit longer. UCI new game. So go depth 7. Now, the reason for why this actually takes a little bit more time, well, that's because actually this NNUE is pretty resource-taking stuff. And again, like, there are various optimizations. So again, you see this Sicilian defense principal variation line. So again, like, we can improve the performance if we just incrementally update this NNUE related input parameters within our make move function, take back, and where we are doing our null move, pruning as well. But again, like, for simplicity, I just dropped that. So it works at the proof of concept, and now it's time to hold our breaths, close all these files, and actually try to install the engines into the not into the browser, but into Arena. So I start the Arena at the moment. Okay, close and go into the Engines tab, Manage. I need to make sure that I don't have Vice here. I had to delete this before before this video just to show everything from scratch. Well, it seems like I did. And by the way, this engine BBC 1.3 with Stockfish NNUE is my engine with NNUE embedded just exactly the same way I've been showing you in this tutorial. But we don't need that at the moment. Instead, we need to create a new engine, and we go into desktop. And first, let's take this one. So source, Vice, and open. I don't remember if I did compile that on my own or not. So this is Wise 1.0 by Bluefever Software. And I'm not sure, probably he's from Great Britain. Okay, doesn't matter. And yeah, I guess this is it. I'm not gonna be allowing the books at the moment. Yeah, just let's apply this. Okay, and now let's also install Wise. So this is the version from video tutorial series. So apply. Okay, and we have blitz 2 minutes plus 1 second. So let's have a look how it plays versus itself. Okay, it doesn't play. Why it doesn't play? Engine not loaded. So, well, I actually need to make sure that the version is compiled correctly. So here, yeah, probably, even though there is some, seems like it's a binary executable, I just need to make sure. Okay, open terminal. Just want to make it again to make sure it kind of works. Okay, good. So, well, maybe you will be, oh, okay, now it's available. Yeah, thank God. So probably that was the macOS version or something like that. I'm not sure. Well, anyway, yeah. So now the traditional handcrafted version of Wise is playing versus each other, just versus itself. So just to give you an idea of how the game is going on. So we have this E4, knight C6. Just first several moves to give you an idea of the playing style of the handcrafted evaluation. Well, obviously, if you have been watching this, you already know all of these moves, but anyway, so this is how it's going. So I hope the overall direction of the game flow is kind of quite pretty clear already at the moment. So it doesn't know anything much about the positional stuff. It's just trying to develop the pieces, trying to make forks, tactics, very simple stuff. Well, you would be really impressed with the magic that is done by NNUE. So, well, I hope this is quite pretty clear. Good. And now let's install NNUE version of Wise and see how that would be playing versus itself. So I need to go to desktop, Wise NNUE, here, source, and this file, open. Okay, so this would be Wise NNUE, again, Bluefever Software. Yeah, by the way, his name is Richard Albert, for those of you who don't know the legend's name. Okay, Bluefever Software, apply, yep, this should be, and we also need to manage, yeah, let's try this Wise NNUE playing versus itself. Apply. Okay. New game. And the moment of truth. I really hope it's not gonna crash or something. Okay, let's have a look. Okay. E4 is the same, and already he's calculating the Sicilian defense, but then he's switching to this real pass stuff. And again, like you see, it was playing different. It was playing like knight c6 and so on. And here, well, most likely, I don't know, maybe just not deep enough. Yeah, it goes for a Scotch game. So anyway, this game is different. But when the engine is playing versus itself in the only single opening, it's not really that good seeing like the difference. And you might wonder, like, what the hell is that? Like, where is the difference? It's just playing slightly different, but overall idea is the same. But I will now show you guys that the idea that there is a great difference actually, and the difference is just absolutely fantastic. So another kind of few moves again, like just to give you an idea that the time control is absolutely the same. So it's just has a different evaluation function. Well, obviously, yeah, if you did notice the depth in the previous version versus this one, this doesn't search that deep as the previous one because of the performance issues I've been mentioning already, but that's not the point. We'll be able to compare the depth that engine hits when we would be playing now like NNUE version versus the standard version. Okay guys, so I hope this is quite pretty clear. So I just dropped this here at the moment. Nope. And now let's try to make a tournament. So the time control would be this, like 2 minutes plus 1 second increment. Let's play. Well, I'm not sure if the games would be repeated or not. If they are, I'll just drop that. So I want to play Vice NNUE versus Vice 1.0. Let's change the rating to thousandths for each one. But actually, as they promised, that NNUE version should be at very least 200 elo points stronger compared to the handcrafted version. And with the poor evaluation functions like in TCP and Vice, like this weak engines like in BBC that I had, obviously even more poor than in Vice and TCP, then the difference between NNUE and non-NNUE evaluation might be even more significant. Okay guys, so now hold my breath, and we would be watching from the NNUE version perspective. And hold my breath and click start, and let's enjoy the show. So Vice NNUE is playing white. I didn't run this test before, so I'm really tempted to know what the result would be. And well, this is interesting. The standard version goes for the French defense. Whoa. Now this is really interesting. Okay. What kind of variation NNUE version is gonna take? Well, he goes for the most strong knight c3, Bluefever, or what's the opening name? I don't remember really. Okay, this is getting interesting. So he allows to exchange on c3 if black wants this. Okay, let's have a look. Because you know, like when I'm watching the NNUE versus handcrafted evaluation games, I always enjoy the positional play. And by the way, you have a look. Well, I'm not sure, but this is probably like the main line in this variation. I'm not sure. I might be wrong though, but you just have a look. It seems like this is the main line in French Bluefever. I may be wrong in the name, but anyway. So have a look. The 10 depth of 10 hits the handcrafted version. The NNUE hits depth of 6, so it's less. But yeah, also it dropped the pawn, but it thinks that positionally it's just okay. By the way, yeah, at the moment evaluation is quite pretty the same, so both engines given the 0 evaluation. But let's wait a little bit, and NNUE version should definitely be winning here. Okay, still 0. Handcrafted Vice thinks he's slightly better. Okay. NNUE version agrees with this. Well, you know, guys, when I was playing my BBC chess engine with NNUE versus handcrafted Vice, it was crushing literally in every single game. So the difference was very significant. Yeah, unfortunately, I didn't test this with. I didn't yet test this with Vice playing NNUE versus handcrafted. This is the very first time I'm doing this, and well, obviously it's a little bit too slow for an NNUE, and this might be the reason why. Okay, so NNUE version thinks he's much better here, like crushing, like almost like won a rook or even a queen at some point. Oh my god, is he gonna win a queen now? How on earth did that actually happen? Did you guys manage to realize what has happened here? What has just happened? Oh, it's not actually okay. It doesn't drop the queen immediately at the moment, but the king has stuck in the center. Look at this positional play. So the black king has stuck in the center, and it's not going anywhere. So as far as rook goes, king is not going to castle ever. And now this knight is on the fire. Okay. Just I really love this NNUE quiet moves. So what is it gonna do? Maybe okay, just protects the queen. Maybe queen goes to c3 and then try to go to h8. Yeah, he's reading my minds. Okay. And now we even can take with the bishop. Oh no, he just grabs the pawn. And again, like you see, like the material seems to be equal. So 2 bishops, bishop at knight, 2 rooks, 2 queens, even pawn down. But NNUE version thinks he's at least a rook up. So black thinks he's slightly better, but white thinks he's significantly better, literally winning here. So have a look. White thinks it's winning because it considers its position to be so crushing that it actually can win. Obviously, sometimes there are some issues related to the endgame play when the depth of NNUE version is a little bit too low, and it just doesn't hit enough depth to mate. But with this latest improved version of neural network that we've just downloaded, like before this tutorial has started, it actually plays much stronger chess in the end game. Okay, so did evaluation change? Still, white thinks it's much better here. And well, I'm a little bit concerned because actually the time is running and it's not really that great. So what's gonna happen actually? What is gonna happen? Maybe bishop h8, queen. Oh no, he just goes for a check. Okay, maybe now bishop h8. Okay. Okay. Nope. So what is it? What is it gonna do in here? Takes. Okay. I'm just too bad chess player to realize whether this position is really crushing. Okay, black is giving a piece away. Okay, now this should be a crushing win already. This should be a crushing win, really. Okay, giving up a rook now. So I don't know, guys. You strong chess players should be aware like of what's going on here. And I'm as a programmer, just can you demonstrate the crushing power of NNUE, how it plays versus non-NNUE versus the handcrafted version. And now we ended up with a rook up, believe it or not, which is really significant. And well, positionally, BBC NNUE considers his position to be like very crushing here. Okay, so exchanges the knight, now probably takes this pawn and then queens, and then he wins this game, and this is it. Okay, just don't play dumb moves. This might happen that he's actually kind of playing dumb moves from time to time, like this one. I don't know why he doesn't push the pawn, but sometimes he mates in the center of the board so crushingly that it's really incredibly hard to imagine like how did he manage doing this. Okay, guys, I'm a little bit confused and concerned by the amount of time left. So, oh my god, what have you done? What have you done? You just need to queen. Come on, please, queen the pawn. You need to queen the pawn. Oh my god. BBC, Vice NNE, please queen the pawn. Please, you just go and queen the pawn. Thank god. Okay, I hope the time would be enough. Okay, just go and queen the pawn. It should be much better now. Much better, and then just go crushingly mate the handcrafted version. Okay. Okay, and is this already? No, it's not yet a mate. It takes the pawn. Okay, check. And not yet a checkmate. Yeah, this is the checkmate. Oh my god, guys, yeah. Any version done this. Again, like, I swear I didn't watch this game before, so it was really tense for me. Because, yeah, like, making an entire tutorial and not sure whether actually it makes sense or not. And now let's enjoy, well, I'm not sure, is this gonna be Rio Lopez or maybe the Scotch game, or most likely. I'm really tempted to know what would be the next move, but they handcrafted. Oh, he just wants the 4 knight variation. What would be the response? Okay, we got the 4 knight variation. So NNE doesn't show itself at the moment yet, but trust me, like in the previous game, it should be showing a positional masterpiece. Okay, so knight to e7, I guess. Whoa, is he sacrificing a knight here? Probably there was some horrible tactics that I didn't really see. Okay, Okay, hits the queen, so it's not an option to take a knight. So where is the knight going? Okay, hits the knight in return, trying to open the file, the e file. Okay, will you take the knight? Thank God he does. Okay, yeah, and by the way, actually NNUE version thinks it's slightly worse. White thinks it's significantly better, but black just thinks it's slightly worse. Well, not anymore. Already, it thinks that it's better. Okay, and again, you see, like the white king has just stuck in the center. What a crushing stuff. Okay, it's not gonna castle ever. So yeah, now the bishop is opening the highway for a rook. You just enjoy this positional play, guys. Okay, queen b8. Whoa, what did he play? He just sacrificed a pawn, probably to open this f file. Can you believe it, guys? Then we just put a rook here. Yeah. Okay. He thought that if it takes, then probably rook goes to f2 square, occupying the second rank. Well, it's not happening at the moment, but I swear this would happen quite pretty soon. Okay, now bishop is under fire, really. Okay, so taken by the bishop, I guess. Hold on a sec. Is black a piece down? Actually, black is piece down. Yeah, this is a little bit surprising to me, guys, to be honest. So black is piece down. Okay, queen goes to c6. Nope. Queen is not going to c6. Maybe queen goes to c6 now. Well, it's a bit pointless. This is a little bit pointless at the moment. Okay, it actually, yeah, NNUE version is like it agrees that it's actually worse. Yeah, unfortunately, I'm not sure why this is happening actually, but yeah, for some reason. But you remember what a crushing win was with white pieces, and again, like even though that it just dropped the piece due to just hitting the last depth. Actually, because it just might be losing tactically because it actually not going that deep, so that is an option. But from the positional skills perspective, just have a look at this poor white king. It just gonna get mated soon, like now. Well, not yet, but how? Oh my God! Can you see the score? And oh my God! And white gives up the queen. What a crush here. So it was a piece down, and then it just was almost mating, forcing white to actually sacrifice the queen in order to avoid getting mated. And now, well, I believe the white king is just doomed now completely. You just have a look at this crushing position, how crushing it is. Oh my God, can you believe this, guys? This is the true power behind the NNUE. So it's just like a human play, it just takes... Oh, it just gives the rook away. Oh, what a crush here. What a fantastic crush. Okay, guys, I don't know how about you, but I feel so excited. So we have 2 games won by NNUE version. Even though it was a piece down while playing black, it still managed to win crushingly versus the handcrafted version. And now another opening book-like move, c2, c4. I just know that because... this NNUE loves to play Queen's Gambit, and the greedy handcrafted evaluation obviously grabs the c4 pawn, and most likely that was a bad idea, I believe. But let's have a look how it would be going. Okay, and even tries to keep the material. Oh, that is not wise. Wise is not wise, yeah. Handcrafted wise is not wise. Okay, guys. You know, guys, I really want Richard Olbert, also known as Bluefever Software, to watch this video actually. So I will obviously post this at in the commentaries of Vice series like Chess Engine in C. But if some of you who is watching this actually know Richard personally, please give him a link to this video. I really want him to enjoy how crushingly his engine plays with this Stockfish NNUE. And actually bearing in mind that Richard is much smarter than I am, maybe one day he would actually improve this version via adding the incremental update for the calculations of NNUE scores, and also it's possible to use the hybrid solution like NNUE plus the handcraft evaluation, like it's done in Stockfish. Well, at least there was a mode like that. Okay, guys, so it's like another positional crush here. So exactly the same scenario, black king just stuck in the center like it always do. So it starts being like a good habit for a black king, just for handcrafted versions king to stuck in the center. And it seems like black is actually giving his pieces away at the moment, if I'm not mistaken. So what are you gonna be do after rook a to d1? Oh, it doesn't even go for that. Okay, rook a to d1. It doesn't do this because he does it now. Okay, so I think bishop c6 is threatened. Oh no, it's not threatened. So this is the move. Okay, so king. Queen is under fire here. What is it gonna do? Just taking the pawn. Nothing much. Just taking the pawn. Now it would be taking pawn, I guess, on b5, right? Okay, taking pawn on b5. Okay, bishop g5. Is it gonna play? No. Oh my god, does he give a bishop? Does he give a bishop? No, he goes, oh my god, he sacks the bishop to go for this crushing tactics. What is it gonna do next? It just grabs the rook. Well, not that bad. He gives 2 bishops for rook, and now he's a pure rook up. Okay, well, equal on pawns. Well, now you can actually exchange the queens, but no, not that fast. He just wants to mate. He wants to mate. I already see that. He wants to mate. Okay, well, rook d2. Nope. Rook d4. Would you exchange the queens? Yeah, wise choice, really. And now with the rook up, I think it won't be a problem to win, actually. So let's enjoy the show and see how it would be going. What kind of game? Is this the very last game? No, it's the third game, so there should be one more last game. And yeah, that would be the very last one. Well, I believe the score is about to be 3 points for NNUE version, 0 points for this handcrafted version. Well, I believe. Well, it might end up a draw. Well, probably not in this position, but still, I believe that's possible at some point. Okay. Just wondering why king is not going to say f7 or e7, trying to attack the rook. Maybe that's dangerous. I don't know. So just takes another pawn. Yeah, rook up. Rook up. Okay, what is it gonna do next? Yeah, he'll probably try to kill all the pawns available. Okay, check. Okay, trying to grab a pawn. And rook g1, nope. Well, now I feel a little bit concerned because you're just moving rooks back and forth without actually doing anything useful. Well, at least I think it doesn't do anything useful. So I think it's time to actually exchange the rooks as soon as possible and try to kill all the pawns that are left there on the queen side and try to queen the pawn and try to win as soon as possible. Okay, so oh my god, the time is running and this is not really that great. I believe this is not that great. Okay, yeah, exchange the rook, please. Exchange the rook. Any new version, please. Oh no, it doesn't exchange the rook. You should exchange the rook. Why don't you do that? Come on, you should exchange the rook. Why don't you exchange it? You should exchange. Okay, threatened mate in 1. Okay, maybe he will exchange the rook now, please. Oh, he doesn't exchange the rook. Okay, don't tell me that revolt repetition. I won't survive that. Okay. Okay. Start doing something. Exchange the rooks, please. Please exchange the rooks. Okay. What now? What now? Whoa. Black gives a check. Okay. Yeah, about supplies less for NNUE version compared to the handcrafted one. Oh my god, I don't really like this maneuvering. Well, fortunately, Vice implements the 50 rule draw move, so it should move the white pawn in order to avoid the draw with being material up at the same time, because the score is so crushing. Oh my god. This is so weird. Yeah. Unfortunately, when time is up and blitz, this is a little downside of NNUE, that it's not capable of making use of the advantage it has, just going back and forth. Just don't tell me this would be a draw, please. Don't tell me this is gonna be a draw. Come on, move the pawn. Can you play pawn to e3? Come on, can you just please? Oh my god, he did give up a pawn. Why did he do that? Why did he do that? Oh. Okay. Okay, so he found a solution. Finally he found a maiden solution here. Okay, finally he found this. Okay, now 1 pawn left. So would 5 seconds be enough to actually win? Is this gonna be mate? Nope, not yet. You should mate here. You should mate. You just exchanged the rooks. Come on. Oh my god, thank god. Thank god he has exchanged the rook. Can you believe this? Oh, what a tense game. I feel so nervous when it doesn't exchange. When an NNUE version doesn't exchange. Okay. So again, like a human-like endgame play, so just puts the pieces to avoid opponent's king to prevent the pawn from queening, and well, I hope now at the moment it would finally actually checkmate. Okay, shoot, checkmate finally. Okay, mate here. Oh my god, guys, what a tense game was this. I was so concerned it won't have enough time to win. Okay, so yeah, unfortunately here in this here it seems like he's going for the same game. Maybe it's not even worth of watching, but anyway, we already have the 3 points won by NNUE version and 0 points won by the standard by handcrafted version. Okay, it seems like I've already seen this position in this match. Okay, and I remember that NNUE version actually dropped a piece. It was a piece down. Okay, but I don't remember the move knight to e7. I was suggesting that move, if I'm not mistaken, but I don't remember that move down on board. So are you really going for a kingside attack in this game? This would be absolutely fantastic. So you just go knight to g6. Well, c6 is good undermining move as well, just trying to destroy the center of the opponent. Okay, b takes. B takes, yeah, wise choice. The handcrafted version would take with a knight most likely, in most cases, just to place the knight better without taking care of the pawn structure. Okay. Oh, the first time within the 4-match game, White King has finally managed to castle. Can you believe this? Can you believe this? Oh my god, is he going to play the King's Crushers? You know, the blogger King's Crusher, he used to play this like systems when knight goes to g4, then h3, and then h5, then sacrificing the knight and mating on h file. Well, hopefully Probably not, because Black King has just castled. If NNUE version did that, I don't know. That would have been a little bit too much even for NNUE, I believe. Okay, so crushing through the center. Are you gonna play d4? Okay, not yet. Not yet playing d4. Takes. Pawn takes. Well, it's reasonable. Okay, d4 now. Nope. And then NNUE knows better what it's doing. Okay, so try not to blunder the queen. Okay, takes. So where is the queen going? To c7 apparently, or whoa, what an attacking move. Is queen going to f6? Okay, double attack on a queen, preventing the queen going to f6. Well, at least white did manage to activate its pieces, but oh my god, what has just happened? White allowed to open the file against the king and play f4. You have to play f4. No, you don't play. You have to play f4. Come on. Play f4 and then queen g6. Whoa, he has even more even plan than I suggest. Okay. I smell, it smells like a mate. I believe the mate is about to come quite pretty soon in this game. So already a king hunt has just started. A king hunting season has just been opened. Okay. Well, what a fantastic breakthrough. Okay, rook c8. Nope. Check. Where's the king going? Okay, can you go queen h1 check? No, he doesn't want this. He's going to push the e pawn. I believe e4 and then maybe e3. Nope. Okay, rook f. Oh, the rook is protected. Okay, the rook is protected. So he would try to go rook to c7. He would try to mate here, apparently. But is this gonna be a mate next move? Okay. What's going on? Okay, crushing through. Guys, you just have a look at this positional play. Well, actually, white has a dangerous. Oh my god, what has just happened? Is this gonna be a mate now? Because otherwise, I don't even know what to say, basically. Oh no. How did this happen? Okay, how did this actually happen? That oh no, is this game gonna be won by white? I can't believe that. That can't happen, please. That just can't happen. Oh no. Yeah, it seems like this game would be won by white eventually. Very, very unfortunate. Very unfortunate. Okay, yeah. I'm a bit disappointed, but well, it's good that at very least one game would be won by handcrafted version. Okay guys, so the tournament is finished and we have the score of 3 actually wins by NNUE version and only 1 win by the handcrafted version. Well, obviously to obtain a reasonable rating change, like how stronger NNUE version is compared to the handcrafted version, you need to run, well, at very least they recommend to run at very least like 300 games. So feel free to do that and then you will obtain quite pretty reasonable rating. Maybe summon a guy from CCRL would actually try to raid this Vice with NNUE. I don't know, maybe that is possible. I'm also interested to play versus NNUE version of Vice with my BBC chess engine. That might be exciting battle as well. But anyway guys, I guess this is it for this video at very least. I hope you've enjoyed this tutorial. Well, at least I did enjoy making this tutorial. And if you want me to try to embed NNUE to somewhat an different engine, please let me know in the commentaries, and maybe if I'm smart enough, I will try to do that in the next videos. So this is it from my side, guys. I wish you all the best. Code marketing was with you. Take care and see you next time. Bye.